So you want to cosplay. Basically, this is a little presentation of some cosplay tips that we have both accumulated over time. We're going to introduce ourselves and a little bit of what we've been doing, and then we're just going to show you this.
Okay, cool. Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming today. My name is Monica. You might also know me as Monica Cos on Instagram and like literally everything in the world. So I've been cosplaying for about 3.5 years, ever since Comic-Con like 2019. I've gone to 12 cons, which is kind of a lot, and main interests are shonen, shoujo, K-pop, K-beauty, that kind of stuff.
Hi everyone, my name is Karen. Some of you may know me as Karen's World. I have been cosplaying for 2.5 years. I've attended about 7 conventions so far. My interests are anime, K-pop, painting, Rilukuma, my cats, I have like 4 of them, and plushies. It's happy to meet you guys. Thank you for being here. So the first thing you're going to need to start cosplaying is a measuring tape. Measuring tape is the first thing you need. It's going to be the best way to avoid getting the wrong size. You'll know your exact measurements, and most cosplay sizing is in Asian sizes and not American. So when you order something on Amazon, you're like, oh my god, why doesn't it fit? Like, doesn't even go through my thigh. Girl, that's an Asian size dress. It is not going to fit. So it's best to get a measuring tape. It's going to be your best friend for the ride.
So most cosplay websites will provide you with a size chart, and it's super important to know that it's going to be unique to basically a different company. So don't just assume, I'm a medium with this company, I'm going to be the same with another. Make sure you measure yourself, okay? Most standard sizing includes like shoulders, chest, waist, and most costumes will include maybe sleeves. So if you're really tall and you want the sleeves to actually fit, maybe size up a little bit.
Now we're going to start with places to shop. Some people don't know where to start shopping, so today we're going to talk about costumes. So first we have Amazon. Amazon has a pretty good variety of cosplay stores, including Mick Costume, Das Cos, World Cosplay, Cosplay FM, etc. It's good if you need something like right off the bat. A lot of people, it might be a little bit more expensive than buying from the official company, but it will get here sooner. There's a lot of variety to choose from and plenty of reviews so you know what you're getting and you don't buy something that's super bad. So it's pretty cool. Oh, hello. Oh, really? You can't hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, it's okay? Okay, I just want to like, Now we have Mick Costumes.
So my personal favorite, Mick Costumes. I get like everything from there. They're pretty cheap actually, and they come with like all the props you need. So like just accessories for different characters and everything. I'm actually wearing Mick Costumes today. They usually always have discounts and sales. So like last week they had a sale on SAO, so I obviously bought an Asuna cosplay. And even for like, if you pay the very cheapest for like the shipping and all that stuff, it's still gonna come to you relatively quick. So good choice.
And they also have a USA warehouse here, so some things will show up like a week earlier or like much earlier than you asked it to. So
another store is Easy Cosplay. I like this store specifically because if you provide your custom measurements, they will sew it to your size. So if you want something to fit like a glove, this is definitely where you want to go. I actually got a Maki Zenin cosplay, gave my measurements and all that stuff, and it came within like a week max. So they work very fast.
Oh, so this is like my best kept secret. I don't like talking about it because it's really handy. So there's Mercari. So a lot of people have heard of Depop, which is like a clothing seller. Mercari is for literally anything. I bought in figures, clothes, costumes from there. I've gotten my Hatsune Miku, my Futao cosplay. You can save searches and it'll notify you if there's a new listing for the thing that you're interested. For example, I followed the cosplay hashtag and it ends up being really handy. And people are really nice on the app and they will hold items for you. You can be like, oh, can you hold this for me? I don't get paid yet. And then they will hold the item for you. Also, y'all know Genshin cosplays can be really expensive, and I ended up getting my Futao for about $30, which is a big steal. We're gonna talk about wigs now.
First of all, wigs are absolutely not a requirement. If you don't like wigs, don't wear a wig. You know, I want like be comfortable in your cosplays. Biggest thing. But if you do want to wear a wig, then Art of Cosplay wigs, literally like the best thing you can get. But again, they are really expensive, but they are kind of worth it. The thing about Art that makes them special is that they're super thick fibers and really dense, so you don't have little gaps in between that looks kind of funny. And those wigs are especially good for like fluffing up and spiking. And then we have epic cosplay wigs, which is basically kind of the same thing, but a lot cheaper. The fibers are going to be a little bit more shiny, but just throw some baby powder on top and you'll be okay.
And then we have Amazon. Amazon has a lot of variety to choose from, whether it be cosplay wigs or non-cosplay wigs. Personally, yesterday I cosplayed Yor from Spy X Family, and I didn't want to get like the standard cosplay wig because it's going to be too shiny, so I decided to just buy a standard like black wig with bangs. And it has pretty good pricing for both starter and professional wigs. And the reviews help a lot. A lot of people show what they got and it kind of motivates you like, I like that one. Also, mid-costume. Mid-costume is pretty cool because you can purchase the character's wig with your costume, like this one's from mid-costumes. And it will bundle you, and you will get it bundled, and it'll be cheaper. So you get a couple of dollars off if you buy from mid-costumes.
Backtracking a little bit to Amazon, if you're going to get something from Amazon, read the reviews. There's going to be so many, and if they're good, you know you're going to get a good product. If there aren't any reviews, maybe save your money because then it does have reviews. But going back to shoes, we all know they can get really expensive. So invest in some that you can wear with different characters. So for example, most schoolgirls will wear penny loafers, which we're both wearing today. So that's super, super diverse, and you can wear it with basically anything. Also, you don't have to get entirely accurate shoes. If you see something at Walmart for 20 bucks and it kind of looks like a character, you know, you get it and save some money.
Thrifting is also very handy when it comes to shoes. I've actually bought in these like little white heels that I've used for my Genshin cosplays and a couple of other cosplays too, and I got them for $4, so you should totally try thrifting out. So prop making. Prop making is not really hard if you know what you can make out of what you've got. You just gotta get creative and just make something out of it. So for example, I have my catching sword from Genshin Impact. I made it out of cardboard and those like painting rods that people use to mix paint. And also Moni made this really cool Chainsaw Man prop for Kobeni. That's not actually McDonald's, it's not a real burger, and it just looks super duper cool.
And craft supplies can get really expensive, especially if you're trying to use, you know, what all the professional cosplayers use, like Warbler and then the craft foam and all that stuff. That's super expensive. So yeah, so use what you can. So for my prop, those little fries are literally a sponge that I dipped in paint. The burger is a foam bowl that I cut up. The cheese is paper, and then I went to McDonald's and asked for the wrappers. So you can do whatever you want. Put your mind to it and you'll be okay.
Yeah, my sword, my catching sword, like here's like the like ruler rod, and then this is like metallic, like shiny paper, and this is all painted. Does it do that? Is it, sir? Does it come back? Okay, yeah, there we go. Just get creative, take what you got.
Alright, so closet cosplays. Super, super simple. And if you have never heard of this before, I know that some people don't really do it that much, but literally just get close in your closet, pretend you're the character, and then you're cosplaying. So for example, my Kobeni cosplay right here, I wanted to try her out before I actually invested in something. So stole an apron from who knows where, button down. I did my hair exactly like her, and then decided that, yes, I do like cosplaying her. So got the wig and everything, and then wore her to Anime Fiesta.
Yeah, some cosplays are much simpler than you think they are. Most of the time it's just like a skirt, a button-up shirt. For example, Chainsaw Man cosplays are usually just like black pants, button up a tie. And so, you know, make the best of what you got. You don't need a wig, the whole costume, spend a whole lot of money just to cosplay. Just try to be handy.
Also, if you do want your hair color to be the same, because you know anime has some pretty crazy hair colors, just get hairspray. And there you go. Yeah, you don't have to get a $20 wig just for one day.
Or get wigs that you can use for different characters, like blonde wigs can go a very long way.
Yeah.
So now thrifting. Thrifting isn't hard if you go with intention. You won't have difficulty finding what you need if you know what you want. Many cosplays are simpler than you think. For example, Rin from Fate has just like a red turtleneck, a black pleated skirt, and some thigh highs. Power from Chainsaw Man is just like a little blue hoodie, pants, you know, except for the dunks. The dunks are kind of funny. Kilo, for example, it's just very simple basics that you can find without having to go online and pay $50 for like one thing. Many cosplays are simpler than you think, and it's cheap. Shoes are also very cheap if you go thrifting.
So with makeup, I know it's kind of intimidating for some people, but I promise you, the more you practice, the better you're gonna get at it. I think you and I can both say at the beginning of our cosplay careers.
People improve.
Yes, people definitely improve.
I'll start somewhere.
the main thing is you have to find your style, find what works for you. So for example, I started off doing very basic, matte, boring makeup, but then I started getting into K-beauty. So I kind of brought those elements into today's makeup and all that.
Shiny.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment and practice. It's okay to make mistakes. Not all of us are going to be good automatically. That's the point of cosplay, is that everyone starts somewhere and then you start getting better gradually over time. Because not everyone's just like a professional. So
Don't be afraid to start. That's where we all start somewhere. You know?
people change and it's awesome because you get to improve over time. Don't be afraid to try new things. So finding your style. How do you want to portray your character? Do you want to accessorize? Do you want to keep it routine? Do you want to go crazy? Do you want to go manic? Don't be afraid to try different styles. Don't be afraid to experiment. For example, I've seen a lot of people like use a lot of accessories that are kind of based of like decor fashion in Japan, and it's also super cool. Be yourself and try different things, whatever you like. It's all up to you.
Okay, so for equipment, a ring light tripod thing will definitely be helpful. But again, you absolutely don't need it because some of us don't want to spend that kind of money. Again, use what you have. So for example, for my pictures at home, my ring light broke. So I use my phone, prop it up on a little book, put it in my window for natural lighting, and then it's like you got a professional grade ring light.
Yeah, like for example, I never had a ring light until like I got one in a raffle, but at the beginning it was just my window and a couple of books. So you don't need it, but it is handy so things don't like fall on you. But it's okay, you don't really need it. So filming TikToks and reels, it's not for everybody. If you want to do it, go for it. There's no right or wrong way to start filming videos. Just something I would like recommend is like save your audio beforehand so you're not like struggling to find a song you found like 3 weeks ago. Find your niche or your video style. Some people just want to be the character. Some people want to tell stories with the character, or follow other creators to find some inspo and how you want to do stuff.
Okay, so posing, go to Pinterest. Literally search up the character, make little boards and everything, so next time you're cosplaying, you know exactly how to pose. So these are actually my Pinterest boards. I have something for Mary, Claudia, all that stuff. I also recommend just getting a general poses board. So I like to get a lot of references from like streetwear poses, very, very cool dynamics. So just research beforehand, practice in the mirror, so when you go to cons, you look totally cool.
Practice first. Here's finding your good side. A lot of people don't know where to pose or what their good side is, and I kind of learned this from this video from Weibo. Open your front camera and take a photo facing your left and right side, then flip them, since your phone like automatically mirrors your image. And then compare the sides and choose which one suits you best, so when you're taking photos, you know where to look. And you're not like, I don't know which side to open. So that's pretty handy.
Convention bags. Do you need them? Most likely, especially if you're going to be buying stuff, carry your wallet and all that stuff. But the biggest thing is just carry your essentials, and again, that's going to look different for everybody. So, are you going to carry extra makeup? Are you going to carry, an extra wallet with extra money? But these are some examples of Ida bags. I personally have one. You have one. Yeah, but they're a super cute way to decorate, and then you're walking by, people are like, oh, I love that pin, and then you make new friends.
Yeah, like I used to carry my part one around at the mall, and people would be like, oh my god, I love your bag, and I'm like, which part of my bag? What are you into? It's a conversation starter. Carry what you need, not like over excessively. I tend to carry like a little handy fan because conventions get hot. Makeup, chapstick, little things that may help you out throughout the day. Now, the last thing you'll need to start cosplaying is confidence. If you like something, do it. It doesn't matter what people think, cosplay can be a little like intimidating at first, but if you enjoy something, go for it.
And like definitely don't shy away from doing something. Cosplay is it's exactly what it is, costume play. You want to have fun portraying your favorite characters and all that stuff. So just don't let a fear of maybe not looking too great hold you back. Because I promise you, as soon as you put on a costume, you look so cool. And
It's fun.
we're gonna just compliment you like crazy.
Yeah.
So.
You never know. Like sometimes cosplay can be intimidating, but in order to like get rid of my fears of like what people think of me, I'll just go out and cosplay, and people will be like, "Oh my god, are you dressed up from this character from this show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Oh my god. And people are very nice in general. Sometimes people will ask me for photos, but it is what it is. But it's fun. It's kind of like, "Oh, I look so cool today." like it, not because what people think. That concludes our panel. Thank you so much. I hope some of the things you said were helpful to you in case y'all want to start cosplaying or you want to learn more things. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming.